So I'm gonna start off this video by saying this is not the easiest video for me to film ever, and I'm sorry if this isn't worded correctly or if I don't do the best job at saying what I need to say, but I'm gonna try my best. So I actually have my computer right in front of me. I wrote what I want to say, and yes, I'm gonna be reading it word for word because I don't think I'd be able to get my point across without reading it word for word. So I've perfected this and done it the best I could. So sorry if this isn't genuine enough for me to be saying just off the top of my head, but I hope you guys understand, and I will be reading this the best I can. And if I do feel like I need to add some stuff, I will, but I pretty much perfected this because I've been planning this for a hot second now. So I've been gone for a hot sec, as some of you might have noticed. So why mask? Well, there isn't a clear answer to that. And I don't have an excuse or justification. I guess I just didn't plan on it happening. Before I took my break on YouTube, I wasn't even being very consistent then. As you guys may have noticed, I really wasn't posting that many videos. I would post, but it'd be like every 2 weeks or like every month, and then like off and on. So having a consistent routine then and having like videos prepared didn't help, and it just made it easier to not post and leave, if that makes sense. And I wasn't liking the content I was making, to be honest. It wasn't amazing and it wasn't above average. It was just alright. As you guys know, I try to be the best human I can be, and just along with YouTube, I don't want to be just alright. I want to post good content, be proud of my content. And not being proud of my content before didn't help the fact and just pushed me to not post even more, because if I don't have good content to post, quality content, I'm not going to post, which is part of the reason why I didn't post for so long. I kept pushing back the thoughts about my YouTube channel. I would think about YouTube for a second, then instantly stop, because I hated the fact that I practically had gave up on it. I let not just myself, but others down too, which I never really intended to do, but in the end, ended up happening. Okay, so in all reality, my priorities have been bad. I was too focused on work and friends and a little bit of school. Ever since I went back to school in January, my life has been all over the place. I struggle a lot with balancing my life. It's very hard for me to do. And going back to school, going from being online, pretty much having more time to do whatever I wanted to do, to going back to school was very much a struggle for me and very hard to adjust. Kind of pushed all my categories in my life out of control and made them all hard to balance. I want everything to be like this, and my effort I put into it to be parallel to that. And if it's not, I either drop the category or I really hate what I'm doing with my life, and I get really sad and I stress about it and pretty much just cry about it because I know I can be doing better. Once I feel successful in one category, I start to become unsuccessful in another. I know this isn't an excuse, and I'm not trying to make it one. This is just my thought process and how I feel about everything. Once one category in my life starts to drop, I feel horrible about myself, which isn't a good quality to have. I thought about YouTube and I noticed YouTube was dropping and I wasn't prioritizing it. I felt really horrible about myself, but I would try to escape those thoughts and just not think about it. I hated it. I hated the fact that I wasn't being productive with it and I wasn't doing anything with my channel, and I pretty much just abandoned it. I hated that feeling. Friends-wise, I felt on top of the world, and at some points and others, I felt like I had maybe one person I could count on. That didn't help me at all during this time I was gone. I was too focused on having a good time or trying to please the wrong people. I was distracted from everything. Don't get me wrong, good friends are a good thing, but sometimes friends can also be a major distraction from your priorities you have. And it didn't help having some toxic people in the mix. Drama was a huge issue for me for the past few months, which is normal for most high schoolers, but it was a lot to handle. Overall, friendships were so up and down with so many different people who I was friends with and am still friends with now. I feel like I am in a good place now, and I'm happy to say that. I've tried my best to work on myself and try to grow because I was definitely a part of the problem too, not just the other people I was friends with. Another reason why it was hard to come back to YouTube is because I wanted to be in a good mental place. And not saying I was in a horrible mental place, I'm not saying that, but a lot of things had happened that were just overall, it was like too hard to post videos and try to solve my own problems at the same time. Like, I had a lot of issues going on with mostly friends, but it was hard to try to post a video and edit a video when I had all these other issues going on, and I didn't want any of that to come off in my YouTube videos. I didn't want the negative side of me to come off in my YouTube videos. No matter how real that was, it was hard for me to do that. I didn't want to also put on a front and pretend like everything was okay when there's obviously a lot of issues going on behind the scenes. And like I'm saying, I'm fine. There was nothing like super horrible, major, but I'm just saying there was definitely some issues that I needed to work on myself and fix, and other people were a problem too, but there was definitely just a lot of things that in the way and stopping me from posting, because those were distractions and I couldn't just fake the happiness for the video, if that makes sense. That sounds really deep and sad, so don't feel bad for me for that, because that's not what I want from this video. I'm just trying to explain my thought process and what was going on in that time I was off YouTube. All the issues with my friends that were going on didn't make it any easier to try to come back to YouTube. Like, that wasn't a motivation factor to come back to YouTube, if that makes sense. It just helped me. All the drama and issues going on with my friends helped me stay off of YouTube even more, because I didn't want to come back like that, if that makes sense. Everything is about priority and balance, but YouTube isn't the problem. It's me who was the problem. I want to continue to work on those negative qualities I have and make myself better as much as I can. Anything and everything can be a distraction, to be honest, but I need to push those distractions and do the thing I love the most, which is make videos. YouTube does make me happy, and that's why I'm here right now, talking about all of this. I can't allow other things, whatever it is, to get in the way of what makes me happy. It's all about learning how to balance everything, which I'm making a goal to do so. The one thing where I was wrong, and I should have realized this a lot sooner, is that YouTube makes me happy. And being gone from it might have been some of the issues why I wasn't the happiest. YouTube has played such a big role in my life, even though I've only done it for the past like 2-3 years. I love it so much, and when I'm bored and have nothing to do and I'm just sitting at home, I can edit a video or I can film a video. A big thing I do struggle with is being alone by myself. I hate it so much, and I need a distraction from doing nothing. I don't like just sitting around. And my big distraction while I wasn't on YouTube was friends. I definitely made a lot of close friends and definitely have made more friends, but that came with some consequences, obviously. I lost some friends, gained some friends, got closer with some old friends, but that was my distraction. Don't get me wrong, love hanging out with friends, but there's also, I can be productive and make YouTube videos in the meantime and don't have to feel like I'm alone either. I feel like distraction is has like a negative connotative meaning or whatever, but it almost is like when I'm bored and I have nothing to do and I'm not working, I can make a YouTube video. So I'm starting here, and I'm starting now with this video. The reason I've struggled with coming back is because I know I wouldn't be consistent. I post a vid saying that I was coming back, but then not post for another month. So I needed some sort of game plan. I couldn't just come back with no explanation, and I couldn't just return with normal content. I needed a game plan or a mission for my channel. And at the moment, I'm brainstorming those ideas and how I can make my channel 10 times better. So I promised myself before I could return, I must have at least 2 to 3 videos filmed, edited, and ready to go in advance before I return. So I could at least be prepared a little bit and have sort of a game plan about being more consistent. From here on out, I'm gonna be more consistent and have a set game plan for my post this summer and have the best summer I can have. Live my life, not worrying about school and just filming my life. Thank you to all of those who have stayed through all of this, because I really do appreciate you. Maybe now you understand a little better why I was gone. At least I hope. I'm not trying to justify me being gone. I'm trying to give you guys more of an understanding what goes inside my head and thought process. Thank you for listening. I really do miss YouTube, and it's my hobby. It's the thing I love doing the most. Why would I leave it? That was a big mistake on my part. But even if I only post every 2 weeks or so, I would rather do that. My goal is to make good content and hopefully be more consistent, but quality over quantity as always. Thank you for listening. And if you guys have comments, leave them down below and I will be for sure ready to answer them. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. I love you guys. Peace. Hair grease. Love you guys. Bye.